Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. It's Tuesday, May 5th. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone. It's National Teachers Day as well. A big shout out to all of our teachers out there. Man, you put it down just in time, Cobb. I'm here with Erica Cobb. I'm Jeff. Our other co-hosts are at home. Erica, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. Welcome to you, too.
It's been a frantic morning, but you're here. We made it.
Yes.
We're on time.
Yes. I was, I just have all of my things up here. That's
One second before the show, there was things littered all over, so you did a good job of getting it off.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Glad to have you in studio, but right now we have Lindsay Granger joining us from home. Lindsay, how you doing?
Hey guys, happy Cinco de Mayo. I want to read you guys a funny meme that I kept seeing this morning.
Please.
It says, picture a world where Cinco de Mayo falls on Taco Tuesday, only to be ruined by a virus called Corona.
It's irony, isn't it? Irony at its finest. Yes.
Wow, I didn't even think about
what's
that.
What's going on?
I don't know, Lindsay, but we're going to talk all about it. Let's get into it, guys. First it was toilet paper, and now it's meat. You heard me right. A meat shortage is starting to hit consumers. Just check out these empty shelves at grocery stores. Even some Wendy's restaurants are feeling the effects. Customers were greeted by signs like this one saying that they've taken burgers off their menus. Meantime, Costco announced they will be limiting customers to just 3 packages of meat. And Kroger said they may have a limited inventory due to high demand as well. Lindsay, do you find yourself with a meat shortage when you go out to grocery stores? I haven't experienced this.
I felt like there were meat shortages when everybody was buying the toilet paper at first and going crazy in the grocery store like a couple weeks ago. But now I'm kind of like, why can't everybody just buy a portion that feeds their family for the week and go back, or 2 weeks? Like, I don't understand why everybody's going so crazy and buying like food for months. At this point, we understand this might be happening for a long time. You might as well just go to the grocery store in good proportions throughout your month and just wear a mask and be safe. You don't have to buy everything through December. It's getting kind of crazy.
Yeah, Erica, have you experienced any of this?
I have seen meat shortages. The thing is, it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? Because we're being told to try to limit our time at the grocery store. So we're only going maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. So we're buying higher demands. But also, anytime we say in the media something is going to be a shortage, that is kind of a dog whistle to people who have the ability to purchase more, and they start to stockpile. So I think that if we're going to have this PSA to everyone, hey, this might be in shorter demand soon, maybe we start those rationings earlier so that more people can get everything that they need.
Yeah, I hear you. And my quick 2 cents is maybe try a plant-based source, you know, a source of meat. We're not going to sustain this planet unless we try other sources of protein. Now is a great time to start that. If you can't buy meat, maybe get a plant source, change your diet up a little bit. Just give it a whirl, see what happens, especially during this shortage, but to each their own. All right, we're moving on. Is wearing a face mask too much for some people? Apparently it is. 3 people have been charged, get this, Erica, with killing a security guard at this Family Dollar store in Michigan. People say he was shot after refusing to let the woman's daughter enter the store without a face mask. This is crazy. Meantime, this park in Miami is shut down again after thousands of people showed up and ignored social distancing mandates. Park rangers say they issued over 7,000 verbal warnings to people not wearing face masks. And in Ohio, the governor reversed track on his order requiring residents to wear face masks in stores, saying it went too far and people found the order offensive. I don't know why this is offensive. Erica, when you go out, are you wearing face masks, and do you find it offensive?
I am wearing face masks. I have several face masks. In fact, a lot of them have come from DBL Nation because a lot of people have decided to start making face masks as another source of income. So I have a diversity of face masks. But this terrible story about the security guard getting shot in the face or getting shot over the face mask is really indicative of what the fundamental problem of the face masks are. We are asking people to have value for other people's lives when they don't have value for their own. There is no PSA in all of the land that we are going to give in order for people to respect themselves and their health. nevertheless someone else's self and their health. So I think that while it's effective in some ways to say wear a face mask, in other ways you're just going to have people who aren't going to do it, so you need to protect yourselves.
Right. And Lindsay, I know it's socially awkward to wear that face mask, but what people don't understand is you're wearing that face mask to protect others from your disease if you have it, or whatever your germs you have. People are just being selfish when they're not wearing a face mask.
Right, it's not that hard to do. Like for me, before I had an actual face mask, I just tied my scarf around my face. And this was even months before they started requiring it. I just think that people need to understand that I'm somebody who loves autonomy and loves the fact that we live in a free country to do whatever you want. But I think that this is a drastic time, and so we have a drastic measure. And they're asking everybody to do this to keep people safe and not making it a law, but just do better by your neighbors and people around you. And like you said, put the mask on to protect them and yourself.
Right. I just don't get it. The government's stepping in, which is what people don't want. Government, don't tell me what to do. Well, then do what you're supposed to do, and they won't have to step in. It's a longer conversation, but we're going to move on to this one, okay? You're never going to guess what this 5-year-old did. He's 5 years old in Utah. He took his parents' SUV, and it was pulled over by police on the freeway. They noticed the car swerving, well, because he's 5. When they pulled him over, the kid explained he was upset at his mom. It's all because she wouldn't buy him a luxury car. So he took his $3 and set off for California by himself to buy a Lamborghini. That's according to police. By the way, the starting price for a Lambo is around 250 grand. Listen, I'm not promoting this, but this kid is 5 years old. You can't instill this kind of gusto in some kind of kid. Am I right here, Erica? Or are you totally against this?
You know what? This is a really good example of quarantine fatigue. People have gone completely cuckoo. And I know the child is 5 and they have 5-year-old logic, but I think that it really just goes to show how far away from center we've all become.
Absolutely. Lindsay, are you patting this kid on the back, or are you waving your finger at him saying no, no, no?
You know, I was trying to figure out where I stand, because like on the one hand, I really appreciate that he went for it, like a true go-getter. But on the other hand, it's like, I know how much trouble I would have gotten if I did anything, even if I just took the car around the corner, how much trouble I would have gotten. So the fact that he got pulled over by an officer because he was driving crazy, going to another state, he got to get in trouble. I'm sorry. Nobody's allowing all that.
Listen, I'm glad nobody got hurt. That's first and foremost. Please don't write in and start with all that. I'm trying to find a light in this kid's shining future, because he's going to go get it. If he's going to get a Lambo with $3, there's no stopping this kid. I'm with it. I'm with it. All right. That's just me. DBL is live. Coming up, Dr. Pyle Coley is back to answer more viewer questions about the coronavirus. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Plus, Tori talks with former Olympic figure skater Adam Rippon about his new hosting gig and how he's keeping his sense of humor while in quarantine. And before we go to break, we want to give a big shout out to all of our employees who are producing the show from home. We love and appreciate you. We couldn't do it without you guys. We'll be right back. Welcome back to DBL. We're all about facts, not fear, and providing information to keep you and your loved ones safe. Dr. Payal Kohli joins us live. Doctor, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Jeff. Hi, Erica.
Hi.
It's nice to have two people in studio, huh, Doc?
It is very nice to see both of you guys. It feels like old times again.
We're getting there, but we're keeping our social distancing, so no worries, Doc. Now, before we get to viewer questions, the buzz today is about this new model, obviously. It predicts that deaths in the U.S. will double by June. I thought we were flattening that curve, Doctor. How is this possible?
Yeah, so let's talk about this new model, because really what's changed in the new model is that we've now incorporated the impact of all of these states opening up too soon. So remember, we've always talked about two factors that influence how many people are going to die. One is the virus's behavior. The other is our behavior. Nothing has changed with the virus's behavior, but there has been a significant change in our behavior. Just this week, 42 states have relaxed social distancing, and cell phone providers have actually given us information that more and more Americans are now leaving their home, increasing the mobility, increasing the human contact. So there's been a significant change in our behavior, and essentially what was happening is our social distancing was flattening that curve. Many states, including us here in Colorado, had not actually made it up the mountain and started coming back down like the White House told us to do before we started opening up. So we're still on the way up, and now that we've started opening up, that mountain just got steeper, and we just increased those number of deaths. And what's less important is exactly how many deaths, and I hate to say that because every life lost is a human life, but what this tells us is that whether it's 134,000 deaths or 132,000 deaths, they're significantly going to increase because of this premature relaxation of the guidelines that has occurred this week.
Makes sense.
Well, Dr. Kohli, another thing that's on a lot of people's minds is the meat packaging industry. Melissa wants to know if she should be concerned about getting the virus from the meat itself or even the packaging.
Yes, this is an important question, and as we've seen, a lot of meat packaging plants have actually had outbreaks. So let's talk about the packaging. The packaging certainly poses a lot of risk because we know that virus can live on paper for up to 5 days. So it's really important that you wash your hands thoroughly before and after handling any meat packaging. With respect to the meat itself, the risk is probably a little bit lower because we don't think that this is a foodborne illness. At least no cases have been described so far that it's been transmitted through food. But having said that, it is scientifically possible that it could be transmitted through food because there are receptors for this virus in your stomach and your intestines. So what I would recommend is that if you get any meat, make sure you cook it thoroughly. Now is not that time to try beef tartare recipe or anything that's raw or undercooked.
Makes sense again. Dale says he needs to travel out of the state. Is it safe to stay in a hotel right now, Doctor?
So, Dale, the safest thing, of course, is to stay at home. But if you must travel out of state and stay in a hotel, I have a few tips for you. The first is when you check in, make sure you maintain that social distance and wear the mask. The second is ask the lobby attendant if you can have a room that no one else has stayed in for the past few days, because the likelihood of the virus being contaminated there is much lower. The third is make sure you wipe everything from your key card to the doorknobs to the light switches to the remote control. Everything needs to be wiped down. And then finally, now is not the time to enjoy the facilities at the resort like the swimming pool or the exercise facilities. Just avoid the common areas, stay away from the lobby, just go in your room, go to sleep, and get out of there as soon as possible.
Very informative, as always, Doctor. But before we go, it's time for Dr. Kohli's Silver Lining. Today, you wanted to talk about new ground in vaccine trials. Tell us a little bit more.
Yes, Jeff. So, you guys, I really need a silver lining today because I was very disappointed to see this new model and these new projections. But this has really made me feel a lot better. And that's essentially that we've had the first U.S. participants in a Pfizer trial here in the United States for vaccines. So the more and more vaccine trials that get started, and they're all using different technologies for vaccines, the more likely we are to get a vaccine sooner. And as soon as that vaccine comes, it's going to be like the cavalry. It'll save the day for us. And I just can't wait for that to happen.
Absolutely. Thank you, Doctor. And of course, Dr. Kohli will be back tomorrow with more great information. So if you have questions about coronavirus you want answered by Dr. Kohli, write us on social media. You can also email info@dailyblastlive.com. Remember, no panic, just prevention and precautions. We'll be right back. Welcome back to DBL. Adam Rippon is a former Olympian, bronze medal winner, and Dancing with the Stars champion. And don't forget, he's a friend of DBL too. Now he's adding another title to his impressive resume. That's TV show host. Earlier, he told Tori about his new Quibi show, which is premiering today, plus his thoughts on the Olympic Games getting postponed. That's today's Chatting with the Stars.
Adam Rippon, my favorite person on earth. Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. The last time we talked, we were sitting next to each other in the studio. Things are different. You are now sheltering in place at home, so I want to check in. How are you managing so far?
So far, I'm managing. As you can maybe see, I have a lot of moisturizer on right now because
Glowy.
my plan is that I'm just gonna look dewy like a newborn baby by the time this is over.
That's an upgrade. Now, I heard you reached a shelter-in-place milestone, the at-home haircut.
I have, which is it's sort of like a rite of passage at this point, that if you haven't taken an inch off of your hair or gotten bangs or done some sort of side buzz, you haven't really done quarantine right. I'm also doing like a romantic curl, which I didn't know I was going to do.
You know what? Romance happens when you least expect it. All right, before we get to your show, we have to ask, since it's not every day we get to talk to an Olympian, as we know the 2020 Olympics are postponed a year. How would you, Adam, have taken that news, to be super honest, if that happened to you in 2018?
You know, to be super honest, I would have
Yeah.
been incredibly devastated. As an athlete, when I saw 2018 on the calendar, I had been looking at that for 20 years at that point, and I'm sure it's the same thing for those athletes. So I'm sure it feels devastating, and they're probably in mourning over that. But I think that the best athletes will take this and they will know that it was for their safety, the safety of their coaches, the safety of the officials, and they'll be able to use this as one extra year to be even more prepared. But it's really tough, but it's sort of you know, in the time we live in right now, it's what had to happen. I think what was really tough was that they really kind of strung the athletes along for a long time. So that's what was the hardest part, as somebody who was an athlete, to look at and be like, please just cancel them.
All right, I want to talk about your new show on Quibi. People hear Adam Rippon and they maybe assume this show is about ice skating, but your show is actually called Useless Celebrity History. This is so my kind of show, like for real. Is this show what it sounds like?
It's exactly what it sounds like. So we're on the Daily Essentials platform on Quibi. On Useless Celebrity History, the day the show comes out, we will cover something that happened on that specific day in Useless Celebrity History. So the possibilities are truly endless.
All right, well, if you had to choose one pop culture moment you want everyone to know about, oh man, I have a good one. Which one would you pick?
The first moment for me personally that I heard Love Angel Music Baby, the Gwen Stefani album, that was pretty life-changing. I think, you know, obviously like Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears all in denim, that's pretty impressive.
Iconic.
There's so many iconic like red carpet outfits that happened throughout celebrity history.
Considering this outfit will land Rihanna on any best dressed list for like all of eternity, yeah, I'd say it was definitely worth it.
We love entertainment news here at DBL, so you are welcome back. We also love you here at DBL. Anytime to join our conversation, I will be tuning in to watch Quibi and watch you. Thank you for keeping us entertained. Hopefully, though, the next time we will see you, it will be in person. Keep that romantic curl.
I hope so. Thank you. And you stay safe. Thank you so much for having me. I love chatting with you guys. You're so much fun. I always have such a great time.
That's going on my reel. I really do appreciate it, Adam. Thank you so much. Awesome. We'll be right back. Thanks.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for a security alert sponsored by LifeLock. There's a new scam out there involving porch pirates. I hate them. Taking advantage of the coronavirus pandemic. Check out these photos. You see two women dressed up in dark blue scrubs approaching homes in a Washington neighborhood. Now, they look harmless, right? Wrong. They're porch pirates caught stealing numerous packages from different homes. They're pretending to be nurses, which is double worse. I don't know if that's even a word. Definitely not. And run off with the goods. A lot of people are getting packages delivered to their homes right now, so be cautious of this scam. To protect yourself from fraud, call LifeLock at 1-800-438-1089. Porch pirates, number one, burn me up. Number two, you're dressed as modern day heroes right now?
Yeah, problematic, but there's a way for you to protect yourself even more, because a lot of people are opting for alerts when your packages are being delivered, so that way at least you're being a little bit more vigilant about what's arriving in your door.
Yeah, and Lindsay, are you getting a lot more packages delivered now that we're in quarantine, obviously?
I am. The funny thing is that, like, it's like the highlight of my day. I like forget because some things take so long to ship that when they show up at my door, I'm like yelling like I won an award. It's like, oh my God, what are these new shoes?
What has been the most exciting thing that you've gotten delivered during quarantine?
Okay, well, ASOS was having a sale, and I ordered these white sandals, even though I don't know where I'm headed with sandals on. But either way, I ordered them, and it took like 3 weeks to deliver, so I forgot that I ordered them. They showed up at my door, and I started screaming, and I think I have a video of it. Colin's like, seriously.
Let me ask you guys like just a personal question, because at my house, I break down all my boxes and then put them in recycling. Do you break down boxes?
I break down the box as in open it, and then I put it next to the back door in hopes that my husband will break down the box in the garage and take care of all of that.
See, Lindsay, do you break down boxes? This is like a pet peeve of mine.
I open the gift in excitement right at the front door, leave the box because it's not safe to touch in these coronavirus times, and then Colin, he does something magical with it because they're never there the next day. So I can't tell you how they get broken down.
You leave the boxes in front? Lindsay, we have to talk more
about... inside the house. Inside the house, not outside. Inside the house, Jeff. I don't want to get yelled at.
All right, well, it's good talking to you, Erica. Great to have you back in studio. Everyone's writing in. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Stay safe out there.